It's 7 p.m. on Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. The Tooele City Council and the Tooele City Water Special Service District are meeting in a business meeting being held at Tooele City Hall in the council chambers located at 90 North Main Street in Tooele, Utah. This is also being streamed electronically on the Tooele City YouTube channel. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll please rise and repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our second item is a roll call. Councilwoman Manzione.
Present.
Councilwoman Gochis.
Present.
Councilman Hanson.
Present.
Councilman McCall.
Present.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I'm also present. We'll move on to item 3, which is the Mayor's Youth Recognition Awards, presented by Mayor Debbie Nguyen.
Thank you, Chairman and Council. Best part of the meeting, remember? Yep, we always have the best part of the meeting first, well, after the pledge. Pledge is pretty important. So we are very appreciative of the opportunity that we have to recognize individuals in our community who are doing wonderful things. They're wonderful people. And the first meeting of our month when we do City Council, we honor youth in our community. And our second meeting each month, we honor anyone who has been nominated and has shown that they're great members of our community, and they truly are. Sometimes we center a lot on the negative in the world. It's really easy to center on that negative because we hear it so much. But I will tell you, if you focus on the positive and you look, there are very, very good people everywhere. So we have 2 nominations tonight, and I am going to ask our police chief, Adrian Day, if he would come up and help me. We've got these little backpacks that are filled with items from our community members and a Tooele City puzzle, so that you can sit down and with the puzzle and build that with your family and your friends and talk about our community. But we have 2 exceptional young people tonight that we would like to recognize. And when I call your name, if you would please come to the front. The first Mayor's Youth Recognition Award tonight is for Fern Jorgensen. Is Fern here tonight? There she is. Up. Look how beautiful you are. Oh, Fern is so awesome tonight. Excited to be here. Fern was nominated by Mrs. Meekum from Overlake Elementary. Overlake? Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So Fern is a big part of Mrs. Meekum's classroom. She shows kindness and consideration to those around her. Fern is constantly looking for ways to help others. She notices when classmates are having a hard day, and she goes out of her way to help make them feel better. Recently, she saw one of her classmates upset at recess, and when Fern figured out what had happened, she took it upon herself to ask this boy if he wanted to play during the next recess. She made sure that she asked him what he wanted to play. And then she played that with him. She really cared about how he was feeling. Fern has helped new students that are struggling with the transition feel comfortable, and she invites them all to her classroom. She is so quick to participate in the classroom. She's a role model, and she often helps others complete tasks that they might be struggling with. She completes her work and will look for ways to help out in the classroom or with the other children. She is very engaged with the lessons. She is always thinking about what is being discussed and will make connections throughout the lesson. Other children see her, and then they find ways to connect as well. So she is constantly helping those other students to feel important. And look at that smile. Look at that smile. That's how you make friends. And how wonderful it is that she is taking this opportunity. So congratulations, Fern. We have a little certificate here for you. There has your name on it. And we want to also thank Fern's parents, James and Katie Jorgensen. Thank you so much for being here and supporting Fern. So let's give her a big round of applause. Both, and Mom will help you hold them. Okay, thank you very much. Congratulations. You know, it doesn't matter how old we are or how tall we are. We can love other people, can't we? Good job. So proud. Okay, we have another fantastic student tonight, too. His name is Jaden Gosnell. Jaden, come on up. All right, I'm going to tell you all about Jaden. Jaden was nominated by Principal Burge from Overlake Elementary. At the beginning of this school year, Jaden was recovering from a serious accident, facing a long and challenging road to recovery. Despite these trials, Jaden demonstrated extraordinary strength and determination. He returned to school each day with a genuine smile. See, there it is. And a positive attitude, refusing to let his circumstances define him. Jaden's perseverance has not only allowed him to overcome personal obstacles, but has also served as a powerful example for his peers and for the entire school. His ability to maintain a positive outlook while navigating a difficult recovery is a testament to his character and inner strength. He is a shining example of how determination and a positive attitude can overcome even in the most challenging circumstances. Jaden's remarkable resilience and unwavering positive spirit in the face of significant adversity has truly inspired the Overlake School community members. We listen a lot to people who are going through struggles, and they have a couple of different choices that they can make. Jaden made the right choice. He is now an example to hundreds, if not thousands, of other students who are watching how he handles his situation and how he is now a hero to all of them. So congratulations, Jaden. We're so proud of you. Oh, I forgot to read your parents' name. We can't forget that most important part. It takes a village, and its parents. I want to very much thank Jaden's parents, Jason and Julie Gosnell. So let's give them a round of applause too. Okay, I don't know if you listened really close to the beginning of the meeting, but we told the audience here tonight that we were live streaming on YouTube. So if we had anybody watching, sometimes they watch online when it's live, but lots of people go back later and watch. So I want you to tell your friends and all your family that couldn't be here tonight that you're on TV and you're on YouTube. Just look for the Tooele City channel. Make sure you put channel, otherwise you get a million things. But you'll find us really fast if you put the Tooele City channel. We want Tooele City residents, and we want the world to know how wonderful that you as young people are. You're making a difference in the world, and parents, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much for what you do with your kids. Now, we also want everybody that reads the Tooele Transcript Bulletin newspaper to know about you too. So we would like to take a picture of you. If you will take your backpack and the little thing I read, hand that to either mom or dad, And you take your certificate, and we're going to go out into the rotunda here with the city council, and we're going to have our picture taken with you, and then we're going to send that to the newspaper. We're also going to post it on our social media, so the world is going to know all about how wonderful you are. So thank you so very much. Oh, let's do it in here. Is that okay? Should we just do it right up here? Right here, okay? Or where do you want to go? Yeah, those are nice. Okay, just do it right there. Hey, come on up here. Moms and dads, get out your cameras and your phones and come up here and take as many pictures as you want. Okay. And Fern's going to stand right there with you. There you are. Okay. Here we are. Okay, can you get us from there?
Good job. Thank you. Good job.
I quickly want to thank the support of principal here tonight. Thank you for being here to support these kiddos. That means a lot to them, so thank you so much. And you are truly welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can go celebrate. Thank you.
We'll move on to item 4, which is the public comment period. This is the time for the public to address the council. We ask that you state your name into the mic, you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and then you sign the paper by Michelle and Loretta. The time is now the public's. Seeing no one come forward, I will close the public comment period. We'll move on to our next item. I would actually like to move item 13 to right now. So item 13 is a discussion on Tooele City Water Special Service District to consider a request to approve assignment of Geofortis Utah Minerals water rights lease to Ash Grove Cement Company. This is presented by Roger Baker, the city attorney.
Thank you, board members. I don't get to say that very often as a water district board. Tooele City owns a number of water rights in the vicinity of Mercer that were previously owned by the Barrick Mercer Gold Mine, and we now own them. In 2022, we signed a lease agreement with Geofortis for 40 of those acre feet, allowing them to be used by Geofortis on the assumption that the State Division of Water Rights would approve a change application for their use. Geofortis has now been acquired by Ash Grove Cement Company, and their representative is here this evening, Andrew. And they have requested that the Geofortis agreement be assigned, or that the district board approve an assignment of the agreement from Geofortis to Ash Grove. We've discussed this administratively and don't have any concerns with it. It's a 5-year agreement, so they have a couple of years left on it, and perhaps at that point they'll come back to you and discuss a new agreement. The fee structure of the agreement is two-tiered, depending on the status of the water rights change application. If and when the state approves that change application, Ash Grove would pay $200 per acre foot for all of the 40 acre feet, whether they use them or not, that's up to them, for a rental fee of $8,000. Until that time, they would pay $200 per acre foot for any water they may actually use and that's metered with a minimum rental fee of $1,000 per year. So it just didn't seem fair to charge them for the full use of all of the water rights before the state had approved their full use. So that's why there are two tiers of fees. That may be beside the point. It's just general information for you. But the assignment would allow Ash Grove to step into the shoes of Geofortis and utilize these 40 acre feet as the state of Utah allows.
Any questions or comments? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the request for the Tooele City Water Special Service District to consider a request to approve assignment of the Geofortis Utah Minerals water right lease and changing that to the Ash Grove Cement Company.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Board Member Hanson and a second from Board Member Manzione. We'll take it to a vote. Board Member Manzione?
Aye.
Board Member Goches?
Aye.
Board Member Hanson?
Aye.
Board Member McCall?
Aye.
And Board Member Brady, and I also vote aye. That passes 5-0.
And Chairman Brady, I have the document that formalizes your consent to the assignment. I'll give that to you and you can sign it later this evening.
Okay, thank you. We'll move to item 5, which is a public hearing and motion on ordinance 2025-07, an ordinance of Tooele City enacting Tooele City Code Section 7-19-6.2 and amending Section 7-1-5 regarding non-standard subdivisions, presented by Andrew Agard, the Community Development Director.
Thank you, Council. If you recall, we discussed this proposed amendment quite a bit at your work session 2 weeks ago, so I will make my presentation tonight fairly brief for this item. It has been proposed that we include a non-standard subdivision language in both our definition section as well as our subdivision ordinance in order to bring our code into greater compliance with state law, but also to provide staff with the ability to require a subdivision for any parcel that had gone through a non-standard division of land. So the amendments that we are proposing for 7-1-5 definition is the addition of the text in red, which just states a subdivision does not include a non-standard division of land. And then in our subdivision ordinance 7-19, we're proposing a new section, 6.2, non-standard divisions of land, which codifies pretty much what the state code requires, what the state code currently says or authorizes. However, we want to add a little bit more language to that. So under this code, a non-standard division of land can be done by deed or other instrument as long as it's unassociated with a land use application, does not confer any land use approvals, and has not been approved by the land use authority. And then section 3, basically that section requires that any parcel created by a non-standard division of land must go through a subdivision before any development can occur in order to ensure the city receives the public any necessary dedication for public rights-of-way, water rights, utility improvements, and so forth. Currently, we do not have the ability under the code to require a property to go through this. So this is an essential for staff in regards to making sure development occurs properly. So this item did go to Planning Commission on March 26th, and the Planning Commission did vote unanimously to recommend approval of this amendment. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you.
Are there any questions or comments? Thanks, Andrew. This has a public hearing, so we invite the public to address the council. State your name into the microphone. Keep your comments to 3 minutes or less and sign the paper by Michelle. The time is now the public's. Seeing no one come forward, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-07, an ordinance of Tooele City enacting Tooele City Code Section 7-19-6.2 and amending Section 7-1-5 regarding non-standard subdivisions.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Goches and a second from Councilwoman Manzione. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall.
Aye.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches.
Aye.
Councilwoman Manzione.
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0. Item 6 is a public hearing and motion on ordinance 2025-09, an ordinance of the Tooele City Council amending Tooele City Code, Chapter 7-6I, regarding townhouse setbacks in the Western Acres PUD, presented by Andrew Agard, the Community Development Director.
Thank you, council. We just talked about this at your work session, so I'll be brief. The proposed amendments to the PUD overlay, or the PUD standards for the Western Acres PUD, involve incorporating a rear yard setback for townhomes, which would be 8 feet from property line, but 10 to 20 feet from property lines adjoining streets, and then a side yard of 1 foot from property line, but 10 to 20 feet from property lines adjoining public streets. The Planning Commission did have a public hearing concerning this item on March 26th and did vote unanimously to recommend approval of this amendment. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Any questions or comments? Thanks, Andrew. This item also has a public hearing. We invite the public to address the council with the same rules stated previously. The time is now the public's. Seeing no one come forward, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve ordinance 2025-09, amending Tooele City Code, Chapter 7-6I regarding townhouse setbacks in the Western Acres PUD.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Manzione and a second from Councilman McCall. We'll take it to a vote. Councilwoman Manzione.
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches.
Aye.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilman McCall.
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0. Item 7 is ordinance 2025-06, an ordinance of Tooele City amending Tooele City Code Section 8-4-4 regarding nuisance abatement, presented by Andrew Agard, the Community Development Director.
Thank you, Chairman Brady. This item was also discussed at length at your work session a couple of weeks ago. And in that discussion, this council did have some suggestions in regards to enforcement of weeds on commercial properties. So Roger and I did make some adjustments to the request. Just for the information, the current standards for weed enforcement, as found in 8-4-4, states that any weeds or grass taller than 6 inches in height are a violation. And in the public right-of-way between property line and the edge of street pavement, on any land less than 5 acres in size, and then within 30 feet of the property line, on any land 5 acres or more in size. We're proposing some amendments to this code to make it a little more viable for enforcement for the code enforcement officer, but to also base the enforcement of weeds on situations where weeds may be creating an emergency or a hazardous problem. So what we're proposing is to remove the blanket 6-inch height limitation and adding language in paragraph 1 that basically states if weeds are of excessive height in the park strip or adjacent to a public right-of-way, they can be subject to enforcement. On any land less than 1 acre in size where weeds may create fire hazard and/or nesting condition for animals. And then within 30 feet of the property line on any land of 1 or more acres in size, weeds shall be cut and maintained less than 6 inches in size. And then we added in excess of 6 inches in all commercial and industrial zoning districts. So commercial and industrial will still have that 6-inch requirement. That should address what the council directed us to do at your last meeting. So happy to answer any questions for you on this item.
So code enforcement would just decide if it's excessive height, since there's no height restriction now.
Exactly. It's going to give the code enforcement more discretion to determine whether or not there's a hazardous situation because of the grass or the weeds.
Are there any other questions or comments?
So it says to create visual obstructions for vehicles and pedestrians at driveways and intersections. But would this include, maybe this is this number 2, but if you're walking along the sidewalk in a development and somebody's weeds are completely grown over the sidewalk and you can't walk down the sidewalk, does that include that?
Absolutely.
Because that's not really a driveway or an intersection, it's just a sidewalk.
But because the enforcement officer has that discretion, he could make that determination that there's an issue there and enforce it.
Then we actually have a separate ordinance that addresses obstructed sidewalks, and so that would be enforced under a separate code provision.
Okay.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments? Okay, thanks, Andrew. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve ordinance 2025-06, an ordinance of Tooele City amending Tooele City Code, Section 8-4-4, regarding nuisance abatement.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilman McCall and a second from Councilman Hanson. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall.
Aye.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches.
Aye.
Councilwoman Manzione.
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0. Item 8 is Resolution 2025-20, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement with McCormick & Sons Excavating and Utilities, LLC, for the 200 West Road Widening Project, presented by Jamie Grandpré, the Public Works Director.
It's another resolution before you tonight for a road project for this summer. Resolution 2025-20 is a resolution to widen 200 West between 500 North and 600 North. One of our last little areas that are on the list to get widened. This one will take care of that. We do have a large ditch on the west side that does need to be piped. So this does include piping of that ditch, extending the roadway and curb and gutter on the west side. We sent it out to bid. We got several bids. The lowest bid was non-responsive, and so we gave it to the next responsive bid, which was McCormick & Sons, in the amount of $251,265.37. It has a contingency of $12,500. And I can answer any questions if you have any questions.
This is where the trees were cut down, right, by the rodeo
Yes.
grounds?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all those trees on the west side by the rodeo grounds that we cut down a couple years ago. Got rid of Councilman Hanson's shade.
It'll be nice to have that road done.
It
though,
will be
so.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah,
That way the sidewalk will be there, so we'll have a sidewalk to the school path to that way too. Which neither side has full sidewalks. so.
yeah.
Is there a sidewalk component with it?
Not
Or
on
is
the
it just
west
the
side.
curb? Not going to
yeah.
be?
There's not one plan for the west side,
Oh, dang.
no. We were just doing curb and gutter and the storm drain.
Will those tree stumps be removed? Because they're quite large.
Yeah, they will be taken out as part of that project.
Great.
And so we haven't had any suckers grow up from them, so I think they are dead. Hopefully. But yeah, they'll get removed and everything kind of cleaned up right there.
So is there potentially a sidewalk scheduled for the future?
For the west side, we really don't have a sidewalk plan for the west side.
Because I know there's one on the north side of the street, and then there's one on the south side, adjacent to that property. In front of those homes is a sidewalk,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
a
up to the
And
next
on my side of
corner.
the street, there's only my property and my son's, and then the rest of
Yeah.
it doesn't have sidewalk.
The
Oh,
rest,
okay.
yeah.
So
I
we
thought
definitely
we
up
was
a-
getting sidewalk, I was all excited.
Yeah, we could put it in, it just cost a few more dollars.
Yeah, council, that property, the rodeo grounds property, belongs to Tooele City, and we still have some funding left before June 30th in our streets sidewalk line item. If you want us to put in the sidewalk, we'll get an estimate, and if we've got enough funds in there, we'll do it if you'd like us to.
I would like it just because
So would
I like the idea of having
Okay.
a sidewalk for the kids to walk from
Yeah.
the subdivision up to
Yeah.
to Overlake,
'Cause I
Yeah,
think
there's
on
not
the-
a sidewalk
Or North Lake, I mean, not
on
Overlake.
600 North,
But
on
on
the
the-
north end, but they can cross the street from where it is and walk up.
Because other than that little spot there on the west side of 200, it's a sidewalk there all the way up,
Yeah.
minus that little spot.
I mean, we're talking probably
Okay.
anywhere from 30,000
what do we-
plus.
I'm sure more.
We'll
More
get a
than that,
bid.
50,000?
Well, 660 linear feet. I can't remember what we're paying for linear feet of sidewalk.
We'll
but-
If
call
there's
'em.
funding, I mean, it's
Yeah.
fine.
We'll see if we have enough.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
But that is a big thing I hear a lot from residents, though, in that area, not just that area, but the south end of town is sidewalks, and they've appreciated when we've replaced sidewalks and added sidewalks, so I don't think anyone will complain about it by any means.
Yeah, and it's a good time when we're doing the
Yeah.
road to just hit that last block there.
Yeah, we did a little bit up top of Vine Street, the school that's up by there. We did some sidewalk up there that people are pretty excited about. So those have just been little sections, so those are easier to do. They don't cost as much, but trying to do some of these bigger sections, there's just not too much funding for that, but
Well, there's half a sidewalk on the other side of the street. You just don't own the property.
They'll put it on the property owner's
Yeah.
sidewalk. It'd be nice to have it on the city side, I think, anyway, so. It does make it
So
look better, too.
I just got an estimate from a city staff member who's over there paying attention. And there's enough money. He'll be pretty dang close. So I won't say that publicly because we want to get bids and we want to get the best bid we can.
There's enough
So
money, though.
I'm just telling you what he's telling me. We have enough budget to do that.
Good.
Yeah, if we could add that, that would be great
Be great.
improvement over there.
Okay. We'll do it.
And this would be chump change for you, Jamie.
I know it will be. It will be, especially this, what I've spent over the last couple of meetings.
Okay, well, does someone want to make a motion with hopefully a sidewalk?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-20, a resolution of Tooele City Council approving an agreement with McCormick and Sons Excavation and Utilities LLC for 200 West Road Widening Project.
I'll
Do we
second.
put the,
Sidewalk?
do we have to do that? Okay, and,
We will get a different contractor more than likely. Yeah.
okay.
I misunderstood, sorry.
I
Okay, we have a
second it.
motion?
I second it.
And a second. So we have a motion from Councilman McCall and a second from Councilman Hanson. We'll take it to a vote. Councilwoman Manzio.
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches.
Aye.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilman McCall.
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Item 9 is Resolution 2025-23, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement with Play Space Designs for play equipment installation and pool plaster maintenance services at the Pratt Aquatic Center, presented by Darwin Cook, the Parks and Recreation Director.
Thank you, City Council. Yeah, as you know, we operate the Pratt Aquatic Center. It's over its 20-year mark. Over the last few years, we've done several upgrades there at the facility. We're at the point where we have some degrading plaster in our leisure pool. We've had a couple holes that patrons have actually penetrated the plaster. We've been able to repair those. However, as it continues to degrade, that more of those will come about. Also, the original toys that were installed when the pool was built are still there. Half of them are they're water features, so they spray water and stuff, and half of that part of the feature isn't even working anymore because they've just degraded to that point that it's time to replace them. So with the failing plaster, as you pull that out, at the same time, you have to kind of fix the toy situation. So we've reached out to Play Space. They are a state contractor. We've been working with them for, probably about 4 months to get to the point where we're at now to where we can present this resolution to you. And we are proposing that we enter into contract with Play Space to remove the plaster, remove the existing play toys or play area, play equipment, and redo the plaster, both the structural portion behind the plaster, that's the reinforcement, and then replaster the pool, the leisure pool, and the kiddie pool, and then at the same time replace the toys. So this is kind of the design that one of the questions, or one of the things that we always get requested at the pool is We have an age requirement for the slide, and part of that is just because of the height. You basically need that height when you come out of the slide to be able to stand up so that you don't have to be rescued every time. So we always have the request of, another slide feature for the kids. So we've decided to go with a feature that actually provides a slide for younger kids that they can, or I should say younger kids, but also smaller in stature kids that can also enjoy sliding into the water. So this is the proposal that they have provided for us. Still has all those same, same type of feature, water dumping on you, water spraying on it. It has a couple little movable pieces that, you can spray other kids in there, spray grandma, whatever. And then one of the things, if you've been there, we have a candy cane. And I don't know how many years that candy cane hasn't worked. It's all so corroded inside it. Every time we turn it on, it just leaks massively. So we haven't been using it. So they're going to replace that with a similar type feature. So in the lazy river, you'll have that feature that we can turn on. Part of this contract is also that they'll have to retrofit a lot of the mechanics behind the plaster. So the supply lines, and then also a new circulation pump for it. The contract is for $301,868.07, which will include both the removal, the toys, and the reinstallation of everything to put it back to its usable self.
When are you going to do this?
We will do this during the August shutdown. We do have a plan. They will come in as like the day that we shut down. They're going to come in and start removing everything. In the event that we do not have this completely ready to go, because there will be some stay time that everything has to set for, at least 36 hours is what they're saying. We will have to, if we hit to that point, we're going to open up the lap pool. We just won't open up the leisure pool at that time. So all the construction part will be out of the way to where we can securely rope this off, but then keep our lap pool open for practices and lap swimming and aerobics. Any questions?
My kids will love that. I think
Yeah,
that's
there's
great.
a couple other slides just to see a couple other advantage points to it. Loretta, if you can.
Part of this is PAR-tax funded, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, thank you. So this is PAR-tax. So this is a PAR-tax project that we approved at the beginning of the budget. And it just took us a while to get to this point. Unfortunately, when they built the pool, we don't have the best as-built plans of the facility. So they had to do quite a bit of investigation to see, one, what we could fit in there. We had to have the pool surveyed, and then just trying to see what we could fit in there with also we're really not doing very much back in our mechanical room other than replacing the circulation pump. So we want to keep pretty much most of the mechanical rooms still the same, other than just being able to feed these features right here.
Thank you. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-23, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement with Play Space Designs for play equipment, installation, and pool plaster maintenance service at the Pratt Aquatic Center.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Goches and a second from Councilwoman Manzione. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
Councilwoman Manzione?
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Darwin.
Thanks, Darwin.
Item 10 is Resolution 2025-21, a resolution of the Tooele City Council authorizing the Tooele City purchasing agent to dispose of surplus personal property, presented by Michelle Pitt, the city recorder.
Thank you. The animal shelter has approximately 35 cat carriers, and they would like to surplus those. We would like to first offer these items to the agencies within Tooele County, and then we'll go out to the general public for sale. And our purchasing policy says that we need to bring these supplies and these requests to the council so that they can be declared surplus and then disposed of. So we're just asking that you will declare them surplus for us.
Any questions or comments? We'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve Resolution 2025-21, authorizing the Tooele City purchasing agent to dispose of surplus personal property.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Manzione and a second from Councilwoman Goches. We'll take it to a vote. Councilwoman Manzione?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilman McCall?
Aye.
And Councilman Brady, and I vote aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. That passes 5-0. Item 11 is Resolution 2025-22, a resolution of the Tooele City Council authorizing an agreement with Tooele County for municipal elections, presented by Michelle Pitt, the city recorder.
Okay, Tooele City has elections on each odd-numbered year, and we will have an election this year. Traditionally, the Tooele County Clerk's Office has helped the city with these municipal elections, and they do things like programming, testing and printing the ballots, mailing the ballots, and tabulating results. And they do it on a reimbursement basis. The cost has increased this year. In the past, it's been $2 per ballot, and it's gone up to $2.25 per ballot. And the number of ballots required increases every year as our population grows. It just requires more ballots. So the estimated cost per election this year is going to be around $41,289.75, and that's per election. So if we have a primary and a general, the total could be $82,579.50. And so we're just asking that you guys will approve this agreement with Tooele County to help with the election, and at the price of $2.25 per ballot.
Wasn't there, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but a state bill that was passed that said that not everyone receives a vote by mail ballot?
It's being phased in over 4 years, though.
Okay, so
this election is still pretty much the
Yeah.
same.
Okay. But in the future, you're only paying for a ballot that's mailed?
Well, there will be a cost per ballot because there are charges for like printing and just the costs for tabulating them and preparing them and all of that. But I bet there will be a different cost for that compared
Okay.
to the mailing costs.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun to figure out.
Yeah. All right, any other questions or comments? This is much cheaper than the city having their own
Yeah.
process.
Yes, and we don't have
Equipment.
the equipment. There's a lot of machines that read the ballots and everything, so we just don't have those machines.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion we approve Resolution 2025-22, a resolution of Tooele City Council authorizing an agreement with Tooele County for municipal elections.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Hanson and a second from Councilman McCall. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
Councilwoman Manzione?
Aye.
And Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0.
Thank you.
No invoices, and I
invoices.
saw you turn,
Yeah.
so, okay, there's no invoices and
That's right.
purchase orders, so,
None today.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So no item 12, and then item 13 we moved. Item 14 is our minutes from the March 19th, 2025 work meeting, March 19th, 2025 business meeting, and the February 17th, 2021 Water Special Service District meeting. That's part of the reason we decided to do the Service District meeting in this meeting is because the minutes don't get approved very often, so,
This is February 17th, 2021.
yes. That was the last time,
Why?
yeah.
We had a meeting in 2022, but that was a joint meeting, so those minutes got approved, but
Not the-
somehow we missed these 2020.
Wow.
Some of us were on here at the time, I
Yeah.
think, yeah. That was. Okay, does someone want to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilwoman Manzione and a second from Councilman Hanson. We'll take it to a vote. Councilwoman Manzione.
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches.
Aye.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilman McCall.
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 5-0. We are adjourned at 7:43 PM from our business meeting. And then, I'm okay to just reconvene now, right? We don't need to. Okay. And then it's 7:44 PM, and we'll reconvene in our work meeting. We had one item left, it was a closed meeting to discuss litigation and/or property acquisition. I'll entertain a motion to move to a closed meeting.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilwoman Manzione and a second from Councilman Hanson. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches? Councilwoman Manzione?
Aye.
Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. So we will
Back this way.
reconvene in the large conference room.
I hadn't had a chance to read your RDA.